We're here at the day 2 of JT Fox Reunion, and I've got one of the most captivating speakers actually at the whole event, although we are just on day 2. Would you like to introduce yourself, Paul?
Sure. My name is Paul Hughes. I'm an individual that helps companies grow. And the way that I do that is through branding. I've just had the honor of speaking here at JT Fox's Family Reunion 2, so it's such an honor to be able to share a stage. Last night, Calvin Klein was here. Tomorrow night, we've got John Travolta. It's a real honor to be here.
So we were just having a fascinating talk about the power of storytelling, and in your speech you were saying that basically what you're doing when you brand yourself is you're selling your story. Could you tell our viewers a bit more about that?
For sure. A brand, in essence, is a story. Now, there's a pattern that every story follows. One of the things is that we have to first of all ask ourselves, who is the hero of your story? You are not the hero of your story. Your product is not the hero of this. So your service is not the hero of your story. The hero of your story is your client. It is about putting them in the center of the story. They become the hero. Therefore, your product becomes a magical weapon that helps them on their journey. Your service is the path that they can follow, but ultimately they are the hero.
So it sounds to me like one of the tougher challenges is framing your service as this weapon. How do you make the client feel like the hero?
The first thing is that you don't start with the client. It's surprising to say that, perhaps. You don't start with the client, you start with yourself. The first journey is not forwards, it's not backwards, it's inwards. So when you work with clients and when you work with organizations, you first of all take them on an inner journey. Who are you? Know thyself to grow thyself. And what this means is that in order to have a great brand, it starts from being yourself. Now, to be ourselves, however, requires us to reflect honestly. And often we need help in that reflection. That's often what I do for organizations. Help them to reflect on their own uniqueness.
Can we do some reflecting of my own uniqueness right now?
Of course.
All right, so what sort of questions do you start off with?
The first question is, first of all, what results do you want to achieve? So we need to begin with the end in mind. Forget branding, forget uniqueness, forget story for right now. What we're going to be talking about is where you are right now and where do you want to go. Present state, desired state. So we begin, first of all, by exploring your desired state. Once we have that direction of travel, we then work backwards to start reflecting on, well, what does that mean for you and your brand? So we're reaching out towards a vision. I spoke briefly about this in my presentation, and what I really want to emphasize is that a vision focuses the future onto today. So what's lovely about having a great vision is the fact that it keeps your head in the clouds and your feet on the ground.
And what could you give us an example of an effective vision? Because we actually run a goal setting course, and we teach our students that it's very, very important to have something that is defined by a number and a time frame. So for example, you wouldn't say I would like to lose weight. What you would say is I would like to lose 10 kilograms by summer next year. However, when you're talking about vision, that feels like a very lofty kind of thing that possibly doesn't really actually have a defined end point.
Yeah. So
talk more about it.
No, but this is lovely. What we're doing is now we're really refining what do we mean by a vision. In my presentation, one of the things that I was highlighting was how we use a word like a vision and passion and these other words that we seem to throw around so often in business without actually really understanding what is a vision. That's why I presented the 5 elements that I feel that come together to create a vision. So we talk about your purpose, number 1. Now your purpose is your direction of travel. It is where you're moving towards to on the horizon. Now your purpose you're never going to reach. This is something you always strive for. Linked to that is your why. Your why is not the same thing as your purpose. Your why is why your purpose is relevant and why you're getting out of bed on a Monday morning. Linked to this then are your values. Your values really are based on your character. As an Irishman, working in a global environment, I have both not only Irish qualities in a sense, but I also have other qualities from a global perspective. Understanding your values helps you position yourself with a personality. By the way, and I've highlighted this in my presentation, whatever your values are, authenticity, be authentic. This is the most one. You get that one right, all others will follow. Then there's two other points, which is how and what. How you do what you do is more important than what you do. Now, those 5 elements, we can work practically on those 5 elements. So what we've done is we've taken a vague concept such as a vision, we've pulled it down and anchored it into 5 elements that we can work on. And when you've understood what these elements are, you align these elements. It's congruency and it's alignment. And here's the beauty of it. We've mentioned the concept of passion. Be passionate. I've heard this so many times. To say to somebody, be passionate, is like saying to somebody, be spontaneous. It doesn't work like that. So the word passion, again, needs to be reclaimed and reloaded. When you align your purpose, your why, your values, your how, your what, when you align these, passion emerges. It is not something that you seek and need to do and force. Passion is a natural quality that comes from alignment.
So much value that you're giving us right now, but that's all we've got time for, unfortunately. Where can our viewers find you?
PaulHughesLive.com.
Is that it? You got anything else?
I've got lots more, sir.
You got Twitter?
Absolutely. Paul Hughes Live.
All right, I'm guessing it's all Paul Hughes Live themed.
Pretty much.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.